Tamara Basic Tease here, and I just wanted to let you guys know that I'm going to start doing these videos every other week instead of every week. I'm really overextending myself with projects. It's been really busy on Etsy and making the patterns. As you can tell, if you're looking for them, I'm a little bit far behind. But this week, we're going to learn how to make a low-rise thong, and the patterns will be available ASAP. Let's go. Now, the first place that we're going to be is at our serger. I've already pinned the piping pieces to the thong with the lining. So you're going to secure down the sides, both sides, and you're going to put the top of the piping piece about 1/2 inch over where you're going to sew, because usually when you sew it doesn't look as nice. It doesn't finish as well unless you cut that 1/2 inch off of there. So let's go. And you're going to pull, because it's tighter, you're going to pull and make it all go together. Now when you're done with that, securing the sides with the stay stitch, you're going to go to your zigzag stitch or your cover stitch machine. I'm hoping you like my new chest mounted GoPro adapter, and I'm just going to do a little boob shake for my sister. Alright, there she goes. Now to the cover stitch machine. Now we're at the cover stitch or the zigzag machine, and you're going to go ahead and wrap the piping piece around real snug and tight into the cover stitch. So it's going to look like that. And then you're going to feed it through the machine. I usually started a little bit with another piece of fabric or the napkin, because sometimes it gets bunched up underneath with all the thread, and it's just a little tug, not a big tug. And I usually do these one after another, so I don't have to put this paper towel in here to tug on. But you may just be making a thong for yourself. And, you know, I don't think I really had that problem with a zigzag machine. I could just feed it under and it would work. It was this industrial machine I've had problems with. Okay, now I actually trim off those extra. You know, you see how it's not as nice at the very end? So that's why I make it go off 1/2 inch on everything. Everything I make my piping pieces go off 1/2 inch. And then I'm just going to cut those off and throw them in the trash. They're no use to me. And now I'm going to pin the waistband on to the front and the back. But first I'm going to stay stitch the back piece. I'll show you when we get back to the serger. So the one step I did before I came over to my serger is I straight stitched right across this piece of piping on both sides. I didn't secure down the stitch or anything. So we're going to open this up and find the center of this band. This is going to be the waistband, and it stretches a little bit as you sew. So you're going to take the center and you're going to put it to where I pinned it in the center of the front, and you're going to pin it down. And usually I just make it flat, and then I stretch it where the piping piece is. I just stretch it over a little bit, and I'm going to stay stitch that down with the serger. Now I'm going to stay stitch down the back also. The back, depending on the fabric, this fabric is a little bit slicker than some of the spandex lycra fabric. So I kind of place it a little bit to the left of the center, because it's going to slide a little bit as I put that stay stitch down. So I've attached the waistband to the thong, and we're going to finish up on the zigzag or the cover stitch machine. So now I'm back to the cover stitch or the zigzag machine, and I usually start in the very back, and I fold it over It's going to look like this on one side and this on the other side, and I just wrap it around. Make sure it's real tight. I know that's some of the problems that anybody I've taught how to sew had, is they didn't really make it tight enough to the other fabric they're sewing it to. So I'm going to sew it all the way around. So that is your completed wide thong. It has a T back. It doesn't have a Y back. There's the back of it. And there's the front. Well, I hope you enjoyed this brief tutorial for a low-rise wide front thong. It is one of my best sellers on my Etsy store, so it should be really popular at the club if you can teach yourself how to make it. Don't forget to check me out at basicteesboutique.com for the custom-made stuff that I make, and buy some sexy shoes at basictees.com. Until next time, stay sexy. Bye.